Alright, what shall I probe this time in a family medical guide? Is the Merck Manual of Medical Information, home edition. It's a different one from yesterday. So today is Monday, 13 July 2026. This is a 1997 edition hardcover. I'm Tanis of Seattle, and this is probing the family medical guide. And the condition I've chosen this time is a personality disorder. And I've decided, they're very short entries, I've decided paranoid personality. I think paranoia is something that I think it's one of those things where, like, a lot of people like to say everybody is a little bit like OCD, or everybody has a little bit of ADD, or like, that kind of stuff. This is one where everybody can be a bit paranoid, but like it's like a halfway there. So I'd say there's like the paranoid type of people, whether or not they have a paranoid personality. And so paranoia is like thinking everybody's out to get oneself. I have not ever been that type. Yeah, I think it's but it turns out it's an actual, like, thing. I thought, so essentially I think other people are out to get them is like kind of what I'm familiar with. And it says that, quote, project their own conflicts and hostilities onto others, end quote. I think, and here's their kind of like more technical take on it is, quote, they tend to find hostile and malevolent intentions behind other people's trivial, innocent, or even positive acts, and react with suspicion to changes in situations. Often the suspiciousness leads to aggressive behavior or rejection by others, results that seem to justify their original feelings. Those who have a paranoid personality often take legal action against others, especially if they feel righteously indignant. They are unable to see their own roles in a conflict. End quote. Yeah, and it says something else might be going on as to, like, kind of why it develops. And I was like, that's kind of like, so like somebody does something out of good intent, and then there's like a change of heart and they flare up and you're the problem. So I can think of, I've brought this up in particular, so if like somebody is okay with like a family happy birthday video being posted and then comes up later and it's like, remove it, remove everything, you know, it might be a bit paranoid, right? They've all of a sudden kind of gotten into their mental unstable state, and then they think I'm out to get them, when in reality it wasn't about them and nothing's changed, right? Except for them and them becoming more paranoid, right? And so, you know, this is one, like, you know, if I had a bunch of money, it was like, is this one to capitalize on because I have YouTube? You know, you guys experience trauma too. You go, we're gonna beat you. This is psychology, not physiology. We got this one. But like actually having publishing experience with like paranoia evoking type, whether or not they have this particular condition, or I guess it's a personality disorder, right? So something's wrong with their personality. And so it was like, could I make it about physiology or invoke a heart part? So I guess for my cardiology self-experimentation, so cardiology study of the heart and the corresponding blood system, at least as I study it, and I'm Tanis of Seattle. And it's like, for like my soulmate stuff, if there's like, for soulmate and additions in droppings, if I have, like, if I were to add a soulmate or drop a soulmate, there might be a father component, and that might go with a paranoid, you know, if there's a suitor or a soulmate who's like, you know, stop adding them or drop them or they're not yours, and it's kind of like all the other suitors or soulmates are out to get them. Like, maybe there's like a built-in to the heart component of, like, that I find in my research of my birth/blood father, my Papa Craig Gillespie, big Hollywood producer, you know, producer, I'm wrong already, Hollywood director, gets a say. And so to add a soulmate, there has to be double confirmation, him and me, to drop somebody that as well. And so it was like, so that'd be something that's physiology if I could find it in the heart and be like, so if somebody, so if I was born with a soulmate, so when might the drop come into play? Well, I have a like really strong, I'm not adding them, like the soulmates I was born with then don't have the double confirmation that the soulmate additions do. So I might be able to drop the ones I was born with. So like that might happen if somebody were like, they got it wrong, so to speak. So the soulmate in addition and drop thing that's a physiology component of the heart goes with my birth/blood father. So if somebody had designed, their businesses around, say, like aerospace or space technology that appeal to my adoptive dad, and they have to get confirmation from my birth dad, who's Hollywood, right? There might be a bit of, I'm gonna say no, and my Papa Craig Gillespie objects to them being my soulmate, and I go, okay, I entertain that drop. It's a no on that person, and they have to perform accordingly if they want me. Like, and like another one would be like, both my Papa Craig Gillespie and I are beating hardest for oil and gas vehicles. So like, double strikeout if somebody does like space technology and electric vehicles, right? Take them all off the road, send the materials back to where they came from, and mine your own ancestral origins lands for the corresponding amount of natural resources if you want me changed. Otherwise, you get dropped. My Papa Craig Gillespie and I agree on that, and we have that jurisdiction because it's an addition in a drop territory, and there's an actual heart. So, but that also means I can't drop them on my own. So like my Papa Craig Gillespie might have already acted in that case. And it's not being paranoid, it's just accepting the reality of trying to force me into a state of like, by being like, choose your adoptive father over your birth father, right? By like space or aerospace or something like that is kind of, I have always chosen blood/birth family first. I was not told that I was adopted by my adoptive parents, so my loyalty stays with my blood/birth family, even though that may be different than what I was told. All right, so being like, choose infidelity over fidelity, I don't support. All right, so then I would drop my soulmate. All right, so there we go. There's a right. And how do I capitalize on that? I don't know. But we all got those YouTube videos that I've uploaded or removed. So there's documentation for that at least. But it's kind of, oh yes, they become paranoid. But paranoid disorder, paranoid personality, which is a type of personality disorder. There we go. So probing, questioning, expanding in that sense, and reflecting.